It's pressure. Big 12 conference is pressure.
You just want them to succeed so badly. It's part of you as well.
You can almost see it in an athlete when they're in that, they call it the zone.
You try not to live and die by every routine.
Maybe don't even control your body movements because it's just that exciting.
Some of them, you can just go, wow, when you see it.
This is the time to grow up.
An adrenaline rush.
This one means more than most.
When the whole team does that at the same time, there's nothing better.
Welcome to Norman, Oklahoma, and the University of Oklahoma campus, where the 4 schools that comprise Big 12 gymnastics meet for the chance to grab a conference championship. Iowa State, Missouri, Nebraska, and Oklahoma compete for the 2008 Big 12 Gymnastics Championships. Great to have you with us. Welcome inside the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman, along with 3-time NCAA champion and former Olympian John Roethlisberger. I am Mark Neely. John, Nebraska has historically dominated the Big 12 in the championships. This may be the Sooners' year, though. OU ranked 9th, the highest-ranked team here. They're unbeaten in dual meets this year, and they have the best all-around performer, not only in the conference, but in the nation.
It could be Oklahoma's year, and they are led by an amazing gymnast, Kiara Redmond-Sturm, and you can see the national rankings right here. Kiara is just ahead of Ashley Claire Kearney from LSU, and just behind none other than former world champion Ashley Postel. And Kiara, she is full of fire. She is an amazing gymnast. She will be the most dynamic gymnast competing tonight. She is so aggressive, and trust me, she wants nothing more than to bring that team championship back to Norman, as well as that all-around title.
Kiara Redmond-Sturm's nickname is Kiwi, and if Kiwi is to win the all-around, she's going to have to dethrone Emily Parsons of Nebraska, who last year in the Big 12 championships won 4 events, including the all-around.
And that is not going to be an easy task, because she is a stud for sure. And if Kiara is fire, this kid is ice. She is so cool, and she's so calm. And when she won the conference title last year, she did it like it was the easiest thing she's ever done. And trust me, she will not let that team championship or that all-around championship go easily. But don't forget the Missouri Tigers, and they are led by this young lady, Adrienne Perry. And if the other two are fire and ice, Adrienne wants to be called the spoiler, not only for her team, which has never won a conference title, but for herself. She would love to surprise Kiara and Emily and take home that title as well. And here's Coach Jay Ronayne. The Iowa State Cyclones have had so much adversity this year. They lost some leadership. They've had some key injuries, and he is kind of waiting to see who is going to be his next star, who is going to step up, and they're going to need somebody to step up if they want to surprise the field and have one of the biggest upsets in Big 12 history. This is how things lay out for tonight. There are 4 teams, as we mentioned. Each team does 1 rotation or 1 event at a time. They will put 6 athletes up on each apparatus with only the 5 best scores counting. That means they get to drop the lowest. The maximum score on each event will be 50 points, and the maximum total team score will be 200 points.
Nebraska has won 8 crowns in the 11-year history of the Big 12. Iowa State owns 2. The Sooners' own title came in 2004. Missouri gunning for their first. The championships next on FSN. Welcome back inside the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman, Oklahoma for the 2008 Big 12 Gymnastics Championships. As we get ready for the first rotation, Nebraska will be on vault, Oklahoma on the uneven bars, Iowa State balance beam, and Missouri will be on floor. Alicia Hatcher, Jr. from Blue Springs, Missouri, begins things on floor for the Missouri Tigers.
And this is a good event for Missouri to start on. You know, floor, unlike the balance beam, you can kind of let loose, you know, and you can show off a little bit. You can get some of that energy out. And this kid right here, she is one of their stars. You know, her along with Adrienne Perry are really the bedrock of the Missouri Tigers, and she hopes to get them off to a good start. Very difficult. Whip back to 2-nap twist. Tough combination. You're going to see a lot of those combination passes tonight.
Hatcher, a journalism major at the Blue Springs High School.
There's another combination. Alicia really has got great style, great execution. You can see her form is always very good. Doesn't give a lot away in that department as far as execution deductions are concerned. Alicia's from Gage in Missouri, a gym that has produced many world team members and Olympians and Olympic medalists. One more pass. Another whip back, this time to a double full. This is a very good start for Missouri. This isn't going to be one of the biggest scores on floor in the competition tonight, but it's a great start. That's exactly what you need from some of the athletes who are going to be first up in the rotation. Got to get off to a good start.
Alicia Hatcher of Missouri. Good beginning for the Tigers.
Taking a look at the first tumbling pass again. This is one of the tougher combinations you'll see tonight. She does a, oh, actually, this is not the first pass. That's a front full to a front with a half twist. Styles it out a little bit there when she splits her legs before that landing.
Oklahoma on bars and junior Ashley Jackson.
This is a good story, too. Only 5 weeks ago, she broke a bone in her leg. Kind of an important one, too, the tibia, and she is back, and it is amazing how quickly she recovered, and they need her. She's a big asset to the Sooner squad, and this is one of her better events. Perfect start. Perfect start for Ashley on bars and for the Oklahoma Sooners, and they're pumped.
A quick healer and a great beginning for Ashley Jackson for Oklahoma.
Take another look at this, the dismount right here. A full pirouette over the bar, immediately to the double back. It adds a little bonus. And not the most difficult dismount being done tonight, but perfect landing. That's exactly what you need when you do easier dismount.
KJ Kidler, the head coach for Oklahoma. Danielle Geiter, sophomore from Nutley, New Jersey, on floor for the Missouri Tigers.
And this is an opportunity for the Missouri Tigers. You know those gymnasts on their bench saw what happened to Oklahoma on bars, and this is an opportunity for them to capitalize. They will need a little help from Oklahoma and probably a little help from Nebraska if they want to win this thing. What are they made of? Are they going to capitalize on it? Big first pass, a nice double pike. Absolutely perfect landing.
Geiter, who intends to be a business major at Mizzou.
And she likes to show off a little bit. You're going to see that from some of the gymnasts on floor. This is a chance for them to show their personality, play to the crowd a little bit, enjoy themselves out there on the floor. So far, a very good routine. Her high score on the year is a 9.75, and I know she wants to take the opportunity to up that a little bit into the 9.8 range. And so far, this is a very good routine. Could do just that. Double tuck dismount. Looked like she's going to be a little short in the landing, but managed to pull it around.
Danielle Geiter of Missouri.
That's a little bit of a scream out there. She knows that's a good routine. It's up to the judges now to see what they do with it.
Way to go.
Take another look here at the last pass. And she is running so hard. She's got a smile on her face until she starts running, and there's the double back. Nicely done, a good finish.
Geiter getting hugs from her Tigers teammates. We'll take a timeout here in Norman. We're in the first rotation of the 2008 Big 12 Gymnastics Championship. KJ Kindler, the head coach for the Oklahoma Sooners. As the Sooners in their first rotation on the uneven bars. They need a good score here from Kiara Redmond-Sturms.
And they need more than a good score. They need a perfect score. They have struggled on this event. They are already counting or have posted 2 scores in the low 9s. That means they have to count one of them. And that is devastating in women's college gymnastics. You rarely win a conference title counting a mistake. And so far, they are already counting one in their first event.
So a tough beginning for the Sooners tonight, John.
Very tough beginning, but this kid can get it back on track. Big Jaeger right there. Front catch, a very difficult release. And just as we talk about it, absolutely devastating. I am astounded by what has happened to Oklahoma. This is absolutely amazing. From their bedrock, from their star, also having a mistake. This is a hole that Oklahoma very well may not get out of, and it's the first event only. So we talked about how dynamic this kid was. Look at this double layup. Booms it. Way up in the air, perfect position in the air. Unfortunately, a major break earlier in that competition. You can see it on her face.
Now let's take a look here in rotation one at Nebraska on vault.
And they are a tremendous vaulting team. They do all very similar vaults. Yurchenko's with a full twist, laid out position. Nice job getting him going by Aaron Davis there. Trisha Wu is going to do the same vault. A lot cleaner in the air. You notice the foot form in the air, a little bit tighter. Kind of snuck the landing there off to the side. Could have been a small deduction from the judges, but keeps it rolling. And of course, the champ on this event, Emily Parsons. Hold on. It doesn't get better than that. Outstanding. 9.925. That was a humongous vault. Nice job. Way to finish off strong for Nebraska.
Sarah Shire, sophomore for the Missouri Tigers, who was a transfer from Utah, was a member of their national runner-up team last year that finished second to Georgia.
And she comes from Gage, the gym in Missouri, the same one that Alicia Hatcher is from. Really on track to hopefully make an Olympic team at one point in her career. That didn't happen, unfortunately. Went to Utah and decided to make that move here, and she says she's extremely happy and by all looks of it doing very, very well. And boom, you will not see a bigger double pike done tonight than that one. Beautiful. Beautiful combination there. I know Coach Rob Drass is not disappointed to see her leave Utah. He is all smiles when her name comes up. She's been a great addition to their team.
Sarah's mom, Robin, graduated from Missouri. Now Sarah has come back home to Columbia.
Missouri on the floor has been strong up to this point. They're hoping to finish with an exclamation point. Double back. Excellent job, not just from Sarah, but from the whole Missouri squad on floor. Exactly the start they needed and exactly the crack in the door they were looking for with the trouble that Oklahoma is having on bars. This is a huge moment. One rotation, I know a lot can happen, but this is huge. Speaking of huge, look at this double pike. It goes almost out of the camera. Amazing. All smiles for the Missouri Tigers.
For the OU Sooners, Holly Weitz, as we look back, she was a member of the 2003 World Champion team for the United States. Just missed the Olympics shortly after that, and now has come back to competing here with the OU Sooners in Oklahoma in this first rotation. Been struggling on bars. They need a big score from Holly Weitz.
They need more than a big score. They need like a 10-5 right here to stop the bleeding. But Holly, amazing. Quite a pedigree. World champion on this event as well as with the team in 2003. And you can tell if you look closely at the little things. Look at her form. Legs glued together. The toe point is exquisite. Beautiful double back. And she is so composed. Somebody needed to stop the bleeding for Oklahoma. And she does it with a beautiful 9.9 right there.
Adrian Perry, the junior from Columbia. She's certainly one to watch for the Tigers.
Talk about athletes that like to show off a little bit and play to the crowd. And this is a chance to milk it, too. only one on the floor competing right now. All eyes are on her. Another beautiful double pike. People always think the meet is won in the last event, but sometimes the meet can be won on the first event. And there's been a lot of drama so far already. And Missouri staking a claim to be in this race without question.
Perry, the 2006 Big 12 Newcomer of the Year, now a junior.
Another double tuck, similar routine that we saw from Sarah Shire moments ago. Done just as well, if not better. Take a look at this last pass again. Double tuck. Not too many routines have two double flipping skills in them. Adrian Perry is one of those. Great finish, great start for Missouri. This could be an exciting meet. Oklahoma certainly has their work cut out for them the rest of the way.
Exactly what we want to do. All right, Georgia. Our job is focus.
So we finished the first rotation, and KJ Kindler, the head coach of the Oklahoma Sooners, talking with her team after a tough beginning for OU. Welcome back to Norman, Oklahoma, the Big 12 Women's Gymnastics Championships. We are through one rotation, and John, Oklahoma has really dug themselves a hole here.
You know what, I don't like to say too much after one rotation or paint too much of a picture, because usually there's too much gymnastics left, but it is such a hole, and it was so devastating what happened to them on bars that it's the story right now. I mean, it's going to be tough to dig out of that, if it's even possible at all.
There's Dan Kending, the Nebraska head coach, who certainly is proud of Nebraska's tradition, but says sometimes it just takes some good fortune as well.
Over the years, we've been blessed with good teams, you know, and not just good teams with athletes that came in good. We were blessed with athletes that came in, wanted to work hard and continue to improve. And we've been blessed, for the most part, with good health, you know, to be able to have the best teams on the floor at the end of the year that we've, you know, been able to put together. And I just feel like a lot of that, you know, it's, I don't want to say it's luck, but it's a lot of it's just hard work and just getting the right people that want to do the things that you're trying to do.
Nebraska is the defending champs. Oklahoma's wanting to take that crown away. As we enter the second rotation, Oklahoma on beam.
Quick connection.
KJ, she's got to be in a daze a little bit. You got to keep on track. You got to stay focused on the job in front of you. And there's a lot on the shoulders of this next kid, Jessica Kinder. First up on balance beam. And balance beam is a nerve-wracking event no matter when you do it. But when you do it after you've had a devastating performance on an event like they did on bars, the pressure is multiplied tenfold. And it is so important now, especially these early routines, they have hits. Because every time there's a mistake from now on, it's going to be amplified. They cannot afford to have any more major breaks.
Kinder, a junior from Kansas City and Raytown High School. A few days ago named first team all Big 12 academic team.
And she was actually asked to step in on this event when Ashley Jackson was hurt. We talked about her broken leg earlier in the season, but she's maintained her spot in the lineup. And probably the biggest reason is because she's so consistent and she's so solid, and that's exactly what you need from your first person up on this event. So far, she is extremely composed. There's that gainer pull. This time it's done out of the back handspring. That is exactly what they need. There's a smile from KJ. They need 5 more of those, though. Take a look at this dismount again. Back handspring. Lets that leg swing through. Perfect gainer full. Perfect start for Oklahoma. A lot of solemn faces there on the sidelines. They know they have some work to do.
Nebraska on uneven bars, and this is freshman Brittany Habib from York, Ontario. A lot of Canadians represented here.
Tell you what, we're being invaded, I tell you what. And here again, opportunity for Nebraska, a good event for them. And this kid has got a great routine, some nice release moves. And if anything, Nebraska's got to be thinking, all right, we're in a good position, we're in the driver's seat, we just got to hold the other teams down to the mat for 3 more events. Good combination here. The beautiful Jaeger, and just as I say it, here we go again. Is this going to be contagious for the Cornhuskers, or is this going to be a one-shot deal and they're going to get it back on track? But I'm astounded. You don't see these teams have mistakes.
So the uneven bars, unkind Oklahoma, unkind here early in the second rotation to the Cornhuskers.
She's got 30 seconds to get back up. Gotta finish strong. You don't think these routines that have mistakes in them matter once you fall, but they do. Every 10th that she gets back up, this routine might count. So it's important she finishes strong. Good, strong finish. And, you know, they started the event with a 9-6 for their first gymnast up. And they really need to get things back on track. They're going to have to count that 9-6 for sure, and that's not a big score. Here we go, another look at this release combination. Very nice stalter to a blind change, and here it is. You can see almost instantly when she let go of that bar, it was going to be tight. And unfortunately, just a little bit too far away. Such a painful thing.
Take the pressure off.
Kiara Redmond is next up on beam for OU, listening to our head coach.
Let it go. It's done. Let it go. Okay. Ready? Mount. Pretty. Flip, lay flip, press on the front foot. Fancy instance. Nice tall punch front. Hands in front. Strong leaps. See your feet, strong arms, find it. Okay, go get it. Come on. Be aggressive.
John, you said let it go. I think that goes for the whole OU team right now. They just got to let it go and go from this point, don't they?
I tell you what, if they're thinking about it when they start this routine, they're not going to hit. If you're thinking about what you did on bars when you're on balance beam, whether it was good or bad for that matter, you're not going to stay on. And it's funny listening to KJ talk to Kiara because, you know, I've been in similar situations as an athlete with a coach, and as the athlete, honestly, you don't really hear what the coach is saying at that point. You know, she is so focused on what she's got to do. You're nervous, and I almost feel like KJ's saying it for herself. You know, she's saying it so she can relax and feel like she's has an impact on the gymnast, but at that point, she's going to do what she's going to do. And that is a very tough combination. Back handspring to layout, step out right to a back handspring. A little bit of a wobble at the end of that with very minimal deduction.
Kiara finished second on beam last year in the championships with a career-high 9.9.
Nice front tuck. She is solid. She looks like she's recomposed herself nicely. Got even a little bit of a smile on her face. This is good. They're working on a 9.8. The first gymnast up scored a 9.8, which is a huge start score for the first gymnast on an event. Just the dismount now. You don't see too many of those either. Nice double tuck, a step in the landing, which will be a 10th, but this is good news for Oklahoma. Take a look at the dismount again. Beautiful double tuck. And that score for Kiwi is going to be a 9.825, I'm being told. And that is
Iowa
for
State.
the Sooners.
They are on floor in the second rotation. This is a freshman, Jasmine Swinigan from St. Paul, Minnesota.
Okay, my home state, Minnesota. She's got to be good. And again, we've seen some mistakes from the big dogs. And Iowa State is one of those teams lurking in the wings, not far out of first after one rotation. Need to capitalize. A very tough combination. Whip back to double tuck. Coach Jay Ronayne from Iowa State has really stepped into a tough spot. He follows KJ Kindler, who had a tremendous amount of success at Iowa State before going to Oklahoma. And he has had just a lot of challenges this year, losing a lot of seniors after last year and also having a number of injuries to key personnel this year, barely able to field a full lineup in some competitions. And yet here he is, battling and hoping for that opportunity to bring home the conference championship. It's going to take a lot.
Iowa State in the Super 6 just 2 years ago. And have won 2 Big 12 championships.
With the 1.5 twist, not the most difficult dismount, but done fairly clean. And again, the name of the game is hit routines. She shows it off a little bit at the end. Nice routine from Jasmine. Take a look at this last pass again. It's a whip back. Just a 1.5 twist. Usually you'll see gymnasts do a double twist at least, sometimes a 2.5. Jay and the other coach, Jay, the assistant coach, got some smiles on their faces. Their team doing well.
And we get a look at Emily Parsons and the uneven bars for the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
And there's an alert over by bars because now Nebraska has had 2 mistakes. The gymnast just preceding Emily had a major break as well, and she has got to stop the bleeding. This is absolutely a catastrophe now for the Cornhuskers. And this is not Emily's best event. Actually, it is her weakest event, but she's come a long way in the last year or so. She usually has been the first gymnast up for Nebraska, but now worked her way to the middle of the lineup. Stopping the bleeding. Coach Dan Kending knows when in doubt, you go to your star, and that's Emily Parsons. She comes through big time. There's the dismount again, a fairly easy dismount, but she does it well. Does not give anything away to the judges.
Finished 3rd on bars last year, won every other event though, and took the all-around. We'll take a timeout in Norman during the 2nd rotation.
Hey, Holly, left arm. Use your legs on the aerial walk.
Back in Norman with the Big 12 Women's Gymnastics Championships, and KJ Kindler talks with Holly Weiss.
Find it. Pretty high toe dance. Beautiful full turn. Flip-flop, see your foot. Find it, okay? Be aggressive.
And the one thing that KJ told me about Holly before this competition is she said she is so cool and just so composed. And she says it's contagious to the rest of the team. You know, when things are crazy and frenetic, like you saw her on bars. The team was having a terrible bar performance. She goes up there, cool, calm, hits her stuff, and that's her MO. She's got so much experience on the international level as well as the national level that it really shows in her performance. And that's exactly what they need right here is a cool customer that's going to go up there and knock out a great beam routine.
Two bronze medals at the 2001 Goodwill Games in Australia for Holly Weiss. Some of that international experience you mentioned.
Yep, and this has really been one of her best events. This is what she was known for when she was competing internationally along with uneven bars. And again, you can see the style. Things like that, that jump right there is extremely difficult. She makes it look easy and she does it so effortless. The little things, the toe point. This is going to score big. This is a great routine. Got to finish strong, got to stick the landing. Again, there's the gainer laid out, full twist, perfect landing. This is going to be big. Oklahoma trying to get back in this thing. Nebraska giving them that opportunity. That's going to score well. Another look at the dismount. Back handspring again. See the leg swing through. Perfect form in the air. Toes are even pointed in the air. Stuck the landing. Big score coming up right here. Just when you think things are just off the track, Oklahoma's getting it back on.
Holly Weiss bringing the experience OU needs at that moment. for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, Tricia Wu. This is an interesting story for her this year. She has done whatever this team has needed, John.
And this is one of those events. She has not competed bars since she was competing in high school. She was 3rd place at the California State Championships was the last time she did bars, I believe. But they asked her to step up when they had some injuries this year. And right now is why. Because they didn't want to go in with 5. They needed that 6th person in case they had mistakes, and that's exactly what Nebraska needed right there. It's just a hit. It's not going to be a big score, but it's going to allow them to drop one of those 9-1s that they had early in the rotation.
The Tigers here in this second rotation on vault, and Lisa LePerrier.
So you can see the Yurchenko full again. Big step on that landing. That's going to be a medium deduction, but a huge vault. Good start from Missouri. And here's Ashley again. She's going to do a little bit of a different vault, a front vault, front pike with a half twist. Nice job. You don't see too many of those. She did it well. And again, Missouri needs to keep rolling. They have a chance to make a move here. And of course, their star, Adrian Perry, 2nd on this event last year at the Big 12 Championships. Another Yurchenko full, another big step. Those steps are going to add up. You cannot give those away by the end of this meet. Those are the ones that can make the difference. Here we have Alex Gold. She's going to do the same vault we saw from Ashley. The handspring pike front with a half twist. Big, very big, a little bit bigger than you saw from Ashley. She opens up out of it. That's the vault she should stick. She had one small step there. That was huge. And finishing off with possibly the newcomer of the year, Sarah Shire. Yurchenko laid out for the full twist again, done very well. You saw a little form coming on off the board, a little form break. That'll be a small deduction, but a good score, 9.85, good finish for Missouri on the vault.
Wrong pick.
Back to beam for Oklahoma, finishing up for them in this rotation, Haley DeProspero.
And they're putting together an outstanding beam performance as a team. Holly Weiss at 9.875. They have not scored lower than a 9.8. And lo and behold, they have the 4th ranked gymnast in the country on this event coming up right now in Haley DeProspero.
Haley from McKinney, Texas, but has OU roots. Her dad, Bob, wrestled for the Sooners. Bob Dana was also an OU gymnast.
Nice front tuck, and I watched her do that in practice yesterday, and she was having a little bit of trouble. Fell a few times on it, looked a little frustrated, but right on today. That's a difficult combination, a 1-arm back handspring to lay out step out. And KJ Kindler told me before this meet that the last 3 gymnasts up in her beam rotation, Stephanie Lopiccolo, Holly Weiss, and Haley DeProspero, have only had 1 miss the entire season between the 3 of them. 35 out of 36 in the regular season competition. So they certainly have proved they are solid on this event, and certainly in a pinch, that's what you want to fall back on.
Come on, Haley! Let's go, Haley! Come on now! Strong kick, strong.
Unbelievable. I tell you what. Oklahoma looked like they had a crack in the armor on bars, but they sealed it up and talked about that's what champions do. They bring it back, they do what they got to do, they get composed, and they knock it out of the park. This is absolutely amazing. Another look at the dismount. Not extremely difficult, but a perfect landing. A lot of reason to smile. They are back in this thing. I'm looking like a fool when I told them that this is a hole they couldn't get out of, because what just happened in the last rotation was monumental between what Nebraska did on bars and what they did on beam. Amazing.
Jasmine Thompson of Iowa State on floor. Junior from McDonald, Ohio.
And let's not forget about Iowa State. Lurking in the wings, and this kid can tumble big too. Nice double pike. Looks like she'd have a little fun out there.
Jasmine tied for 8th on floor last year in the Big 12 Championships.
Second pass, a fairly simple front with a 1.5 twist. talked about how Iowa State needs to be perfect. So far in this competition, they are really doing about as well as they can. Floor exercise, good scores, not in the 9-9s that maybe some of the other teams have been scoring, but they're scoring well. And again, just waiting for that opportunity.
Jasmine, a journalism major.
Having fun. You know what? You got to do that. Yeah, it's competition. Yeah, you want to do well, but if you're not enjoying yourself, you might as well not do it. And Jasmine obviously having a great time out there.
An interesting beginning here at Norman. The third rotation is just ahead on FSN. Welcome back to Norman, Oklahoma. So happy you could join us for the 2008 Big 12 Gymnastics Championships. Mark Neely along with John Roethlisberger. And John, if you like the underdog, things are going pretty well right now.
It is an exciting competition. Not exactly how we thought it would play out, but it's gymnastics, and there's so many different exciting things that can go on. You know, when you're up on top of one rotation, you're down on the bottom of the next, and the thing is, anything can happen, even down to the last routine.
Well, OU struggled in the first rotation on bars. We take a look at the standings through the first two rotations, and it's Missouri followed by Iowa State.
Exactly like we thought it would be. The Tigers on top, followed by Iowa State. And, you know, Oklahoma and Nebraska are not out of it. And that's the thing. Gymnastics is so unpredictable. But there's a big hole for Nebraska to get out of. Oklahoma has started to climb out of it after the last event. They certainly are in the mix. And we'll see how Missouri handles the pressure of being up on top after two.
Well, how about individually? The all-around Emily Parsons right now leading Adrian Perry. And Sarah Shire and Snitinsky are also in the mix right now.
You know, a little more predictable here. Emily Parsons in the driver's seat. She's comfortable there. Certainly expect her to hold on to that. She's used to that spot. But Adrian Perry and Sarah Shire, teammates, in the mix. Only .025 behind. They will be there ready to gobble up that chance at the title should it present itself. And don't count out Desiree either. She's outstanding. It's got some strong events remaining.
The main leading Tigers and their head coach Rob Dress, and they begin the third rotation on uneven bars with a senior, Ashley Kadarian.
An opportunity is knocking, but I have to say, going to bars and going to beam are the two events where you have the best opportunity. I don't know if I want to call it that, but opportunity to have mistakes. But Ashley, great job, a huge double layout. Awesome start again, but we've seen a good start on bars now for two rotations. We just have not seen it good in the middle. They need to keep this rolling. This is where both Nebraska and Oklahoma have had a tremendous amount of problems. Look at this dismount, though. I don't even get a perspective of how high this is. But that's incredibly beautiful and a perfect landing.
Jessica Kinder, junior from Kansas City, Missouri, on floor for the OU Sooners.
And she was the same gymnast who started off on balance beam for Oklahoma and did such a great job scoring a 9.8 there to get things rolling. And she's following a teammate, Kristen Smith, who did a great job first up here. Now, again, it's her job to keep things moving. They may not be in the top spot, but they are in a great position, again, because they are on floor and they are on vault. Two events that A, score high, and B, you do not usually see a lot of mistakes on these two. So, actually, I like Oklahoma's position here. I think they got a chance to really make a move.
Kinder having a nice season, 2008 first team all Big 12.
She's got a tough pass right here. Whip to Doe. She usually does a double pike right there. She tucks it, maybe playing it safe. Got some music from the movie The Departed. Style that we saw from Jasmine from Iowa State, a little more artistic, not jazzing it up quite as much. But nonetheless, a beautiful routine. Just one pass left. Again, fairly easy dismount. Just a front 1.5 twist called the Rudy, but great routine. This is gonna build. These scores have got to build. The big ones are still yet to come, and she did her job. She hit clean. Really could not have done any better.
Jessica Kinder, junior for the Oklahoma Sooners, getting a hug from KJ Kindler.
Take another look at the dismount here. Not the most difficult dismount you're going to see being done tonight. Front with 1.5 twist, but if you do it easy, you got to do it well, and that's exactly what she does. Oklahoma Sooners, look out, they're not done.
For the Missouri Tigers, it's Adrian Perry, junior from Columbia, trying to keep things rolling for the Tigers.
And so far, that epidemic that has struck the Cornhuskers and the Sooners does not seem to be hitting the Missouri Tigers, but they're only halfway done. They got 3 big ones left to go, and this is one of them right here. Beautiful front catch. A little bit flat as she did that fly back to handstand to the low bar. She's got a very unique dismount. The double front, difficult landing. Oh my goodness, that is a perfect job from Adrian Perry. Missouri is staking a claim to their first ever Big 12 championship. This is amazing.
Perry, you finished 4th on bars last year, the Big 12 championships, trying to better that in 2008.
Look at this dismount again. She does a normal release, but she does a half turn to a double front, blind landing, but she does it perfectly. Amazing routine from there. That is clutch.
On balance beam for Nebraska, a junior from Milpitas, California, Trisha Wu.
And Trisha has been outstanding for Nebraska all season in this event. Ranked in the upper echelon of college gymnastics, 12th in the nation, capable of a big score, and they need it. Because I don't want to sound like a broken record, but they had a mistake early in their rotation. They have a miss already in the books, so they need to hit the rest of the way to erase that from their team total.
Wu last year on beam suffered a minor injury during the routine. It was a last-minute scratch from the floor lineup after that. Nebraska still went on and won the Big 12 crown.
She, again, is one of those gymnasts that has great style. Her execution is very good. And she has some unique skills, too, like that back hip circle down on the beam. Not something you see too often. Going for those style points. Unbelievable, beautiful dismount. Gainer with a double twist laid out. We've seen the gainer full, but we do not see too many of those gainer double twists. Take another look at this. More difficult dismount, but the landing, lawn jart, perfect. Does not move.
Move from the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Their senior leader is Emily Parsons. She won the all-around last year. Can she do it again in 2008? Back in Norman, and there's Dan Kidning, the 15-year head coach for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and very blessed to have a performer on his roster like Emily Parsons.
I think her drive is to every routine that she does, she wants to do the best of her ability, and if good things happen, that's when really big surprises happen, you know, in the sense that, you know, you're able to win certain things and able to do that. But if you come into a competition, that's your #1 goal is to win individually. You know, I want to win this or I want to win that. I think that's when you set you up for failure every time.
Well, she certainly doesn't set herself up for failure. Emily Parsons has the mind of a champion.
We talked about Holly Weiss for Oklahoma being so cool and so calm and so poised. I really look at Emily Parsons in the same way. She just always has that calm, serene look on her face. The highs and lows aren't too high and aren't too low, although she usually has all highs, but she's just the type of person you need in this situation. Again, Nebraska having a mistake early in this rotation. You need to have all hits and perfect routines the rest of the way. is a tough pass. One of the toughest you'll see tonight on balance beam.
Parsons had a 9.95 on beam last year in winning the event.
And she's building on a 9.9 from Trisha Wu, who went up just before her. And this is big because they cracked the door open when they had a mistake early in this event, but trying to slam it shut. Perfect punch front. She's so deliberate, so assertive, and you'd think, how do you be assertive on a 4-inch wide surface? But she's finding a way. Needs a good dismount. Nebraska trying to stay in this. Again, another great routine. Nebraska not going quietly. Two fantastic routines back-to-back from Trisha and Emily.
You saw Emily's parents there. Emily, one of 4 adopted children from that family in St. Charles, Missouri, outside St. Louis.
Look at the dismount. We have not seen that yet tonight. Front with a 1.5 twist. Perfect landing. 2 sticks in a row. The parents are happy.
Hoping their girl can win the all-around for a 2nd consecutive year. But Oklahoma has Kiwi. Kiara Redmond-Sturms.
And talk about a kid that can go through the roof on this event. This is one right here. She is a big tumbler. This is probably one of her favorite events. Her opportunity to just let loose and let her rip and show off a little bit.
Cries of Kiwi rain down from the crowd here at the Lloyd Noble Center.
Again, just for a little perspective here, the big dogs, Oklahoma Sooners, Nebraska Cornhuskers, struggled early. Took themselves out of it a little bit. Meanwhile, Missouri and Iowa State taking advantage of it. Look at this first pass. Humongous double layup. The unique part about that pass is she actually started running into the pass backwards. You saw the very beginning of her run, she was facing the opposite direction. Very unique, kind of her style, a little bit different.
Kiwi, a record 7 Big 12 Gymnast of the Week honors this year.
Very difficult pass right there. The first time we've seen a triple flipping combination pass from any gymnast tonight. This could score big. Showing off a little bit. Got the tongue wagging.
Those 7 weekly honors broke the record of Rochelle Simpson of Nebraska, who had 6 back in 2003. Simpson kind of the mentor of Emily Parsons.
And if you're in the same conversation as them, you know you're doing something special. Humongous double back. This is going to be big. Nice job.
On floor for OU.
Pumping the fist, a lot to be happy about right there, and they need every little bit of that because, again, they are digging out of a hole, but they are coming back strong. Take a look at this. Turns around at the beginning of that humongous double layout. You don't see it done better than that.
A sociology and fashion design major from Los Angeles, Kiara Redmond-Sturms. Boy, does she love to have fun out there.
She does, man. Here you go. It's showing off a little bit. Wag the tongue, a little Jordan-esque right there, maybe. I think she gets more air than Jordan myself.
Well, it has to be spectacular. The very best you've ever done. Can you dig deep? Can you get it? Guys, you got to dig deep. Come on. Here.
Cyclones on vault in rotation 3. It's Celia McConney, a junior from Wisconsin.
Tell you what, Iowa State's still in the mix. They've got to make all these count. Yurchenko laid out with a half twist. Very difficult landing. It's a blind landing. You don't see that floor until your feet hit it. Great, great ball for Iowa State, and they are rolling. Nikki Dilbert performed well for Iowa State all night. Got to keep it going here. Yurchenko adds another half to that. She's got the full twist, 9.825. The scores are looking good for Iowa State, keeping them in the mix. And here's Megan Barnes, your freshman of the year last year for Iowa State. Beautiful. There we saw the Yurchenko laid out with a half twist again. She makes that landing look way easier than it is. Nice job.
On three, big deal.
Missouri entered this third rotation leading the meet, and Alicia Hatcher on uneven bars.
And she is one of the best on this event. She has got such great lines, some unique skills, really hits the handstands well. She's a taller gymnast, and the taller gymnasts are really beautiful to watch on this event. Long swing, great lines. And by the way, big dismounts, double layout. Hey, Missouri, I guess they like the underdog role because they're relishing it tonight, making a big move here after 3 rotations.
The 5'6" Alicia Hatcher and the Missouri Tigers. A bit of the surprise through 3 rotations. The final rotation is coming up next from Norman, Oklahoma. Lots of sun in Norman, Oklahoma this springtime. The 2008 Big 12 Gymnastics Championships continue. 4th rotation just ahead, and here's a look through 3. Are you as surprised as I am,
This is
John?
exactly what I thought would happen.
You're right.
You know, exactly inverted, I think. This is amazing, but the amazing part is, look, 2 tenths from 1st to 3rd. This is any one of those top 3 teams can win this thing. Nebraska, unfortunately, needs a miracle and needs a lot of help from Missouri and Iowa State and Oklahoma if they want to jump up to the top spot. But, man, there's an upset tonight.
Look at the all-around through 3 rotations. Emily Parsons is trying to repeat as the all-around champion.
And she really is in a good spot, even though there's only .025 separating 1st and 2nd. She's on floor, Adrian Perry's on beam, and if I'm Emily Parsons, I like my chances.
Iowa State begins the 4th rotation on uneven bars. And a junior from Racine, Wisconsin, Celia McConney, will start things off for the Cyclones.
I think you just said we got a cheesehead starting off for the Cyclones. Is that what I heard?
You are exactly right, from Racine.
And again, only a 10th out of 1st place and a big reverse hack. And watching her in practice, she had a lot of trouble with that yesterday, but manages to grab that bar, and that's what you got to do when it comes to crunch time. Gotta be perfect, gotta be perfect. Nice start for the Cyclones.
McConney finished tied for 4th on bars last year to garner all Big 12 honors.
We've seen this dismount done a lot tonight, but this is huge. You never get tired of seeing this. Beautiful double layout, nicely stretched. And anytime you see a stuck landing, you know good things are happening, and the Cyclones are rolling.
One of the surprises of this meet so far, J. Ronane's Iowa State Cyclones. Missouri has never won a Big 12 title. They enter the 4th rotation leading. And on beam, Ashley Kadarian.
The pressure on this kid and on this team is immense. Trying to make history for their university, winning the 1st ever Big 12 championship is amazing. And you saw the toes dig in for Ashley. One arm back handspring to a layout step out, just squeezing the beam with her feet, staying on, saving a total disaster. Did give away a couple tenths, but not critical yet. Round off double tuck. Oh, and gave away a lot on that landing. That's just like a miss right there. That's a little bit disappointing. Now again, they get to drop the lowest score. Take another look at this. Very difficult dismount. Round off double tuck. Just can't get her feet under her. You can see that smirk on her face. And they started off well on beam, but that's going to be a little bit of a dip in the score. They got to get it back on track. There is no room to give tenths away.
So for Missouri now, important here on the beam for Julie Aberray, a senior from Cincinnati, Ohio.
And again, critical. They only have a 1/10 lead over Iowa State, 2/10 over Oklahoma. She's following a mistake from Ashley Kadarian. This could be the routine that decides it for Missouri. Big acro series, so important. Beautiful layout step out, solid. You can kind of let out a sigh of relief after you do the big pass like that, but she's not done. She's got more. Tough. Oh, devastating. And that is it for the Missouri Tigers. The dream of the first ever championship just slipped off the beam, unfortunately. That is just critical, and you could see her foot just slipped off a little bit as she landed that leap. Oh, and that is too bad. When a meet is this tight, you cannot afford any mistakes down the stretch. Got to finish well. Small hop in the landing. Devastating situation for Missouri. Now, of course, there's still some routines left. The other teams have got to hit. But with OU on vault, and as well as they do on that event, and there it is. You can see her left foot, just kind of a freakish little mistake. The foot just slipped off. Oh, and that's unfortunate.
So the team title and the all-around title still very much in question. Emily Parsons in Nebraska trying to repeat as the all-around champion. She reflects on the past and what she's hoping for this year.
Last year, I'm a senior. We came in last year and won. We came in my freshman year and won. So it just means a lot for us to go out winning this year the same way that we came in.
Welcome back to Norman, Oklahoma, the 2008 Big 12 Conference Women's Gymnastics Championships. Getting late here now in rotation 4. And for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, senior from Kenosha, Wisconsin, Desiree Snitinsky.
And Desiree is proclaimed by her teammates and coaches as the perfectionist on the team. Just talking to one of her teammates before the meet tonight, just said, if anybody's a perfectionist on your team, who is it? And she said without a question, Desiree. When she thinks it's good enough, she still does 10 more to make sure it's good enough. And there was a beautiful first pass, 2.5 twist punch front.
Certainly the very serious-minded one, according to her teammates.
And you can see she's all business when she's here working out. She's getting ready for the meet when she's competing. Very focused, very serious. Some of the other girls might be goofing around, dancing and playing with each other, but she is very, very focused. And by the way, an outstanding gymnast. A lot of fun to watch. Really excels on the uneven bars. Unfortunately for Nebraska, put themselves in a big, big hole coming into this last rotation, one that virtually impossible to climb out of, but nonetheless, you want to finish strong. You don't want the last thing the last taste in your mouth to be a bitter one as you leave the floor. And Desiree finishing well here. Beautiful Rudy, a little too much power on that landing. Nice job from Desiree. Trying to finish strong for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Take a look at the dismount again. We've seen this a few times tonight. Handspring front, 1.5 twist. Springs out of it, and there's that smile.
Desiree Snitinsky at 9.8. But don't look now, John. Iowa State is still in this thing, and back on bars, Ashley Kent.
One thing that Coach Jay Ronayne said to his team coming into this meet, he said, you know what? We're going to go out there, we're going to hit our routines, and you know what? If we do that, we could win this. And here they are going into the last event with a 1/10 down behind Missouri and 1/10 ahead of OU. This is miraculous, to say the least. And they are still rolling here. Kent looking strong. A simple dismount, front 1.5 twist, but a great landing, and they're rolling. High fives all the way around. She's pumped. I'll tell you what, hitting, just like missing, is contagious. And right now, Iowa State is hitting. Take a look at the dismount again right here. It's a front flip, 1.5 twist, spot the landing. Just a small movement in the foot. Outstanding. Cyclones rolling along.
9.775 for Ashley Kent. Well, Oklahoma began the 4th rotation in 3rd place, and they're on vault here in the 4th rotation, and it's junior Haley DiProspero.
And here we go. KJ said they got to be perfect, and they do. Haley, nice job. Only a small hop in the landing. Now, vault is a higher scoring event, but it's going to be critical with a meet this close that they get rid of those hops on those landings. They're going to have to stick a couple of these.
Well, 9.8 for Haley DiProspero of OU. Now back to floor exercise for Nebraska. Emily Parsons still has her sights set on a 2nd consecutive all-around title.
The team championship seemingly out of reach, but still has an all-around title at Hope. Beautiful double layout. We saw the same mount from Kiara earlier. Still has hopes of the all-around crown, and this is an event she can clinch it on. Outstanding tumbler. We're currently ranked 11th in the nation on this event. Our high score on the season, 9.975. A little bit too far on that front layout. It did appear that she may have stepped out of bounds on that pass. That will be a 1/10 deduction, and when a meet is this close, she only had a .025 lead over Adrian Perry coming into this event. So 1/10 deduction is huge. That's all I can say about that double pike. Gigantic. Hey, that was a good floor routine, but honestly not the best that Emily is capable of. She went out of bounds. She had that step on that landing. Kind of opened the door a little bit, to be honest with you, for Adrian Perry. We'll have to see if she can step in. Another look at the dismount. Look at this double pike. Toes pointed. Outstanding on the landing. Take another look at the second pass. This is where I think she might have stepped out of bounds. You can see a little long on that front layout, and there it is. The left foot just going over that line. That could be as much as 2/10 total in deductions for the step and for going out of bounds.
So the step out hurts Emily Parsons at 9.775. Right now, a 2-school race, Iowa State and OU. More from the 4th rotation ahead on FSN. Back for the conclusion of the 2008 Big 12 Gymnastics Championships from Norman, Oklahoma. And KJ Kindler, the Sooners head coach, we visited with her before the meet. She says being the nation's only unbeaten team at 18-0, that means little right now.
It doesn't matter what your record is. It doesn't matter what you've done up to this point. It matters what you do tomorrow night. It matters what you do in 2 weeks. It matters what you do in 4 weeks. So we're trying to look forward, not backward. Certainly we're proud of that success, but you know, we have a lot more on our plate as far as goals are concerned.
Late now in the final rotation, and this is OU, Jessica Kinder.
And they got to be perfect. Great vault, good landing, a little formy in the air. That'll be a small deduction, but they are rolling, going toe-to-toe with Iowa State of all teams, the last team we thought would be in contention.
So this 2-team race now back over to the Cyclones, Jasmine Thompson.
And she's got to hit Jessica Kinder 9.825 for her vault. She's got to try to match that, if not beat it. And that is a beautiful front catch. It seems like there's been problems for all the teams on bars tonight, but so far Iowa State rocking the house. And this is a great routine. It's going to be big. Beautiful double layout, great landing. They are rolling. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but Iowa State could win this thing. Take another look at this dismount. Huge double layout, especially for someone that is this tall. Excellent landing. Coaches are jumping. Gymnasts are clapping. Iowa State is rolling.
Now let's go back to the vault and the Sooners, and a freshman this time, Melanie Root.
Again, got to be perfect. Got to build. She's capable of doing a good one. Perfection from Melanie Root, going back to back. Now Jasmine's score on bars 9.85. She's got to try to get back some of those 10s. It's got to go higher than a 9.85 if they want to stay in this thing.
So last chance now for the Cyclones and Nikki Dilbert.
And again, going back and forth, Iowa State and the Sooners. Melanie Root, a 9.875 for her vault. This one's got to match that. Capable of scoring this, but again, bars has been so tough tonight. Big release on her fingertips. This is so close, almost too close to call. Beautiful double layout. They just keep answering the bell. The Cyclones just will not let go. Another look at the dismount. Amazing. They are having the meat of their season for sure, staying right in this thing. And a 9.85 for Nikki Dilbert. Now we know exactly going into the last event for Oklahoma what they'll need, but before that, Missouri.
Adrian Perry with a chance to take the all-around with a great performance here.
And we saw Emily Parsons earlier on floor. I thought she had this meet in the palm of her hand, going into floor with a lead. That's usually a meet that Emily Parsons wins. But she went out of bounds. She only scored a 9.775. So Adrian Perry to win the first conference title ever for a Missouri Tiger, that's Big 8 or Big 12, needs a 9.8 to tie Emily Parsons. And she is more than capable of that on this event. She's very strong. She has her own skill actually named after her, the Perry. Beautiful two-footed layout. And the air kind of came out of the balloon for Missouri as far as the team championship. But you know what? Baby steps, and this would be a big one for them to come home with an all-around championship. So far, this is a great routine. Front full dismount, stuck the landing, and I think that's going to be good enough. Take another look at the dismount right here. A front full. We saw this done off the side of the beam earlier in competition. Does it off the end. Good landing. And you know what? I don't even think she's going to be as excited as she should be. You know, the team title was their main goal, but there it is, 9.85. And that will be enough to bring home the first all-around championship for Missouri, but they had bigger fish to fry, unfortunately.
But the team title on the line. What does Kiwi need right here?
It's got to be big. It's got to be a 9.85 or better. Oh, man, that was humongous vault. Easily the biggest vault being done tonight, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Exclamation point, Oklahoma Sooners, 9.95. Unbelievable comeback for them.
It came down to the final vault of this meet. Unbelievable. The final results from Norman, just ahead on FSN. Back in Norman, Oklahoma, the 2008 Big 12 Conference Women's Gymnastics Championships. And we have a winner. Here's the announcement.
And your 2008 Big 12 Gymnastics Team Champions with a score of 195.875, the University of Oklahoma.
So the Oklahoma Sooners win the Big 12 title for the second time, the last being in 2004. Iowa State finishes second, Missouri third, and Nebraska, last year's champion, finishes in fourth place. And a look at the final all-around standings. Adrian Perry of Missouri, the first ever Tiger to take the all-around crown. Emily Parsons, last year winner, finishes second. Jasmine Thompson of Iowa State, third in the all-around. Now John Roethlisberger standing by with the winning coach and the all-around champion.
Thanks, Mark. I'm here with two Big 12 champions. First of all, the winning coach, KJ Kindler. Tell me, did you have any idea how close it was going into those last couple vaults?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we knew it was going to be tense, and we knew that those vaults were going to have to be fantastic.
Did you, you had the undefeated season. Does this mean anything anymore to you now that you have a conference championship to go along with that undefeated season?
You know, we were really not focusing on our undefeated season. I mean, it's a great thing. It's great for any sport to be undefeated, but we were coming in wanting to have a championship trophy, and we're real proud of that.
Does this give you a boost going into the postseason?
Definitely. We have work to do, though. As you saw, we had to dig ourselves out of a little hole there. So we have work to do. We're going to regionals. We're hosting again, so we're excited for that.
Good luck at regionals. We wish you the best going into NCAAs.
Thank you.
And here we are with the first ever Big 12 Big 12 or Big 8 all-around champion from the school of Missouri. It's got to feel good.
It feels really good. I'm very humbled by it.
Now, you went up against some really tough competition. You know, Emily Parsons, the defending champion. Kiara, ranked second in the country. Did you think this was a possibility for you?
You know, I did. I've been pretty consistent all season, and, you know, it comes down to tenths here. You know, there is a lot of great competition, and I'm really happy.
As happy as you must be about the all-around title, a little bit disappointed about the team title. Did you know where you guys were in that last event?
We did, and I think we just let the nerves get to us on that last event. Of all the events, beam is kind of the hardest one to stay focused on, and I think we just, you know, let it slip away from us.
Well, I'm sure this bodes well for the future of Missouri gymnastics. Good luck heading into the postseason, and congratulations. Back to you, Mark.
That's going to do it from Norman, Oklahoma, where John, the Sooners dunked themselves out of an early hole.
An amazing comeback, one of the most exciting finishes we've seen here at a Big 12 championship ever.
For John Roethlisberger and our entire FS8 crew, I'm Mark Neely. Thanks so much for watching. The Sooners are the 2008 champions, and so long from Norman.